How you doing, guys? I want to talk to you today about a process that is pretty well known in business, and those of you that are BLAM partners will be really well understood about it because it's part of the BLAM partners training certification, and we call it the conscious competence ladder. And I talk about this quite a bit because when I first found out about the conscious competence ladder many years ago, an old colleague of mine introduced it to me. It was one of those processes, one of those systems that immediately just resonated. Just straight away, I got it. I understood. It was like one of those epiphanies. Now I'm going to briefly run through the conscious competence ladder. For those of you that are watching that know all about it, bear with me because I want to circle back round and I want to focus on stage 2. So for those of you that don't know, conscious competence ladder, just very briefly, stage 1 is when you first start a new project, a new business, you're learning a new skill. We all go through this process and you are completely unaware of how all the stuff that you've got to learn. We call it unconsciously incompetent, stage 1. And so you're blissfully unaware of what you've got to do, what you've got to learn. And at this stage of the conscious competence ladder, when we're starting that new skill, or typically we're starting a new business, we can get some early results because our enthusiasm for the newness of that thing, the excitement of it pushes us through. And we usually, we get some results, we get some early wins. I love the analogy, the metaphor for this about using playing an instrument. So if you're learning to play the guitar, for example, imagine when you first start, you get some early wins, don't you? And it feels good. But then you move to stage 2 of the conscious competence ladder, which is when you become consciously incompetent. That is the worst. When you start to realize all the stuff that you don't know, when you actually become aware of the fact that you are incompetent, and it is a bugger. That stage is a killer. I call it, stage 2, the bitch that is, that conscious awareness of being incompetent. We then luckily move on to stage 3, where we become, unconsciously competent, consciously competent, where we are, at that point where we have to focus a bit on it. We still have to concentrate, but we're going to get there. And we finish off with stage 4, where we are, unconsciously competent, where we can just do it without thinking, like driving a car. We don't have to start breathing. We just do it. But let's circle back round, guys, because getting to level 2 and hitting that wall, hitting that barrier is something that nearly all of us face in business. And it is a horrible place to be. And guess what, guys? This is where all those rubbish statistics come about people failing business. The amount of businesses that fail, it's a high proportion of people that start a business that end up failing in the first 12 months, the first 18 months. It's ridiculously high statistics. I don't know the specifics. It varies, only a little bit country by country. But when people hit level 2, when they become consciously aware of all the stuff that they're doing wrong, they haven't got right, it can be soul destroying. It can be demoralizing. And guys, it is really, really tough. So I want to talk to you guys. If you've ever been at level 2, maybe you're at level 2 right now, where there's loads of stuff that you should know that you don't. You're really aware of it, and you just don't know how to break through that barrier. I deal with a lot of people when I'm coaching my entrepreneurs that are BLAM partners, or if I'm coaching young entrepreneurs. This level 2, the first thing, guys, is to be aware of it, to know when you are in it. Because, guys, that is the first part to becoming aware of being able to get past it. Because if you know that we all go through these stages, and if you can be consciously aware of, I'm in level 2, yes, it is tough, but I can get to stage 3. I can get to that next level. It is within my power by using the tools and persevering and all the stuff that we talk about, all the success habits. But the first thing is to be aware of it, guys. So look at where you are in your business and ask yourself, if you are struggling, is it because you're stuck at that level where you're really, really aware of what you're not good at, really, really aware of what you're not achieving, where you feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall, where you feel like you're trying all these different things and none of them are working. Or maybe you try something for a little while and then you try something else, you pivot, you divert. How can you get past this? How can I help you get past this? Well, first stage is awareness. And the first thing to say is we all go through it, guys. And the difference between super successful people and for people that are mediocre and the people that fail is perseverance, is getting through that level 2, is absolutely knuckling down and focusing on getting to that next stage, getting to level 3. How do we do this? We have to form habits. We have to make sure that we understand the actions that are repeatable, that lead to success in your business. Now, for Bland Partners, this is really easy because this is what I coach every day. But if you're listening to this and you're not a Bland partner, if you're an entrepreneur, look at what other people are doing that are in your industry. Look at the successful people and look at what they are doing as their daily or weekly repeatable tasks. Now, for Bland Partners, really simple. How many quality conversations are you having every day? How many appointments are you booking? How many presentations are you presenting? And how many people are in your pipeline? How many deals are you closing? These are things that you can measure. And in order to fill up that pipeline, I love a pipeline, guys. A pipeline, for those of you that don't know, let me draw a quick picture for you. So a pipeline. In business, we have a sales pipeline and it goes like this, okay? And what we do is we put leads into the pipeline and they start filling up down here. And these are all of our prospects. These are our leads for our business. Now, as we start filling up more and more prospects, the weight of the pipeline pushes down. And guess what, guys? Sales drop out. Customers drop out. It is a foregone conclusion that if you are putting the right kind of customers in here, potential customers, the weight of the pipeline cannot fail to force customers out the other end. So the first thing to ask yourself is, whatever your business is, are you filling up your pipeline every single day? Because the weight of that pipeline doesn't fail, does not fail. And it'll vary business by business, but let's look at Bland Partners. If you're adding prospects every single day, if you're booking just one appointment a day, that is a prospect, that is a potential customer. That's going to be 5 prospects a week. That's 20 in a month. You've got 20 prospects pushing that pipeline down. You're going to get 1 dropout. So what are the repeatable tasks in your business that are going to increase, that's going to increase your pipeline, that's going to push that pressure down? What are those repeatable tasks? Is it getting on the phone? Is it sending out emails? Is it getting involved in social media? What is it? Is it running campaigns? For Bland Partners, it's a really simple combination of getting on the phone, sending out emails, networking, and prospecting in Facebook groups and LinkedIn. This is where we find our prospects, because for Bland Partners, we are looking for people that want a small business website. That is a massive target audience. It's not difficult to go out and find these people. What is difficult is when you're busy working on your business, you can find excuses not to be filling your pipeline. And your pipeline has to be filled every single day, guys. You cannot fail on that. And this is just a really good example, as Peter said. So just a quick message here. The weight of the pipeline is such a great example, and it hits home in a massive way. Pipeline is key, Peter. And think about it. The way I think about the pipeline is I think of it as a weight pushing down. on the prospects at the bottom. And the more you put in, the heavier it becomes. And it simply can't fail but to be forced through the nozzle at the end. Simply can't fail. But more importantly, guys, we're building our business muscles when we are focusing on building our pipeline. And by doing those repeatable tasks, whatever they are in your business, over and over again, you're going to be building up your competence at your business. And what was this about, this session? It was about the conscious competence ladder. When we are competent, when we become consciously competent, that has a massive magical effect on our business, because not only does your competence get you results, but your competence is conscious, and that gives you confidence. Because with competence and consciousness and the consciousness of being competent, there's a lot of C's here, aren't there? That gives you confidence. And when you're confident, things just start to feel easy. And with our Bland partners, it's one of my favorite things. I remember specifically when I have those calls with partners, when they've made the flip, they've gone from level 2 to level 3, and they all of a sudden know it. All of a sudden, the things that felt so difficult, the despair and the hardship and all of the pain that we put ourselves through, changes into one of optimism, confidence, and you start to wonder, why did I find it so hard? You begin to think to yourself, what was I struggling with? Because now it just seems easy. And with more practice, but that is a dangerous spot, by the way, guys. Bit of a word of warning. I've seen this happen a lot of times. People can get overconfident. They all of a sudden, they get so confident, they know they can make sales, they forget to keep filling the funnel. You never stop, even when you are unconsciously competent. The difference with being unconsciously competent is you don't need reminding. You'll do it without thinking. You know that your funnel needs filling because it's habit. You do it unconsciously. You wouldn't dream of not doing it, because you get up in the morning, you get your routines going, and part of your job, as you know it, as somebody who is extremely competent in an unconscious way, you will fill that funnel on autopilot. You wouldn't consider doing it any other way. So for those of you guys that are in level 2, push through with repetition, perseverance, undertaking the actions that are going to get you results. And in most instances, guys, there's a phrase that we use all the time at Blam, and that is sales cures all. Because guess what? When you're making sales, when you're earning money, you're putting money in the bank, it will create problems, but those problems are so much easier to deal with when you know you're making money, because that's what a business is for. A business is to make money, and you've got to do the work to put the money in the bank to give you confidence, and it starts becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that conscious competence ladder, your awareness of it, your awareness of knowing when you're at level 2, knowing that it's just a case of persevering. And yes, it's supposed to be tough. Wear it like a badge of honor when you get to level 3 and 4, because you have to go through the pain to get to the other end. And that is really, really important, guys. You've got to go through the pain to get to the point where you've earned the stripes, because I have not found ever in all my 20 years of being a business owner, I've ever spoken to a successful entrepreneur who hasn't been through tough times, who hasn't been through level 2, and hasn't got the scars and the stories to tell. And wear them with pride, guys, because if you're in that position right now, it's up to you whether you give up or not. But if you don't, the story that you tell when you get to level 4 will be where you were when you were at level 2, the way that you persevered, and that's what makes the difference. And by the way, guys, and I've been in level 2 many times in many different businesses. If it wasn't for level 2, everybody would be successful. And we know that isn't the way the world works. Level 2 is the pain you go through to become successful. Level 2 is the barrier that's there to stop everybody becoming super successful. And only the strong get past it, guys. So own it, go through it. It is a bitch. It's a horrible place to be. You have all my empathy, but you got to get through it, guys. I hope that's helped. Anybody's got any questions, please feel free. Another one from Peter. Confidence is broken, but you have added so much clarity. Thank you, Grant. Confidence has to be something that you get at the other side, Peter. Confidence is such a fragile thing. And one of the, the catch-22s in business is that it's when your confidence is at your lowest that you need it the most. And that's why we have to act like we're already there. One of the other conversations that I've had, with people, what the things that I talked about with my mentees is, you've got to act like the money is already in your bank account, because when the money's already in your bank account, your confidence is there. It is tough getting to that point when you're mentally feeling defeated because, things haven't gone your way. When you walk into that appointment, that presentation, whatever it is that is in your business, having confidence is really, really tough. And that's where PMA comes in, positive mental attitude. You've got to act like you've already made it. You've got to be that person that you want to be. You've got to act like you're already there. And sometimes it is the toughest thing in the world, but it's the difference between success and failure. And we just have to own that. So, Peter, you've got all my empathy. But guess what, Peter? I've got enough confidence in you to know that you're going to get there, mate. So your confidence right now is, it's something that is on its way. But I've got confidence from experience of knowing that you are a winner. You are a winner. And that goes for a lot of you guys out there that I coach. I've been through this a few times, myself. I've seen so many people go through that level 2. And that's why I'm such a massive advocate for the analogy, because I think knowing it can give you strength. Knowing that it's not you, this is what we all go through, can give you strength. Awesome. Thank you for your time and attention, guys. Been an absolute pleasure. Please, any messages or questions, put them below. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.